coming to get you, Barbara.
Because things are coming, and I'm ready.
Things are coming, although it didn't seem like you were ready, but now I think you may be.
I am. I was.
So, what is coming to get you?
It is a property called Beacon 23. It was created by Zach Penn. Zach is known for a lot of X-Men stuff. Like he did X-Men The Last Stand. He did X2. It's already been commissioned for 2 seasons, so it's a series, not a movie. I think each one's going to be 6 episodes, and the first season is already out. It came out November 12th. It is from a novel by someone you may know named Hugh Howey.
Oh, yeah. That's the guy that wrote Wool, and the one that Silo is based on.
Correct. Mm-hmm. And I really like Silo a lot. So, and this has huge cred power. It's got Lena Headey from Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. She's the lead in it. And so is Stephan James, African-American actor who's really, really strong. You'd recognize him in a bunch of other stuff. Okay. But basically, the little synopsis says, in the farthest reaches of the Milky Way, a government agent, that's Lena Headey, and a stoic ex-military man find themselves inside a beacon that serves as a lighthouse for intergalactic travelers. So it's Deep Space Nine-ish sort of thing, I guess. You know, it's a lighthouse that they put out near a galactic rim or a nebula, a wormhole, something. And he's there just to be there to protect it and, you know, help spacefarers. And she suddenly crashes near him and he wakes her up from cryo. And they each have their own kind of agendas. The trailer is really cool and really neat. Beacon 23. It looks great. I'm
awesome.
Excited.
I have a little bit of news about a horror franchise that is highly anticipated, yet still has no release date. What I'm talking about is the 3rd incarnation of Salem's Lot.
Oh, okay.
This one is directed by Gary Dauberman. This movie has been in limbo for almost 2 years now. It looks like it has finally landed a home at HBO Max. We just don't have a release date or a trailer yet. So that's the good news. It stars a cast of mostly unknowns. I copped a few that may seem familiar. Ben Mears is being played by Lewis Pullman, who is the son of Bill Pullman, the actor that we're very familiar with. Dr. Cody has been role reversed into a female and is now being played by Alfre Woodard. And then Father Halan is being played by John Benjamin Hickey, who I love. He's a Broadway actor. Of course, most people are familiar with this. Ben Mears, a writer who spent part of his childhood in Jerusalem's Lot, Maine, also known as Salem's Lot, has returned after 25 years to write a book about the long-abandoned Marsten House, where he had a bad experience as a child. He soon discovers that an ancient evil has also come to the town and is turning its residents into vampires.
I loved Salem's Lot. It was really my introduction to King. I think if I'm certain, I read Salem's Lot first before
Me
King.
too. Yeah.
And always loved it. Of course, it's my favorite creature and loved the way he did things. And I thought the Tobe Hooper one had some okay moments. You know, I think we talked about it once on one of the podcasts. I really liked the mean guy who's abusive husband thing, and he ends up being taken by a bad guy. I mean, it's lots of
there's a lot of names, and I can't recall them because it's like a little soap opera town.
Yeah, it's all that soap opera town stuff. But I'm hoping they'll have more of that, less CGI, less.
Agreed.
Other
there was
stuff,
too much CGI in the Rob Lowe version. Yeah.
More of the story, in which you kind of feel from that poster you have. That's very cool, showing them look at the Marsten House.
Right. Well, it's funny that you bring up the poster because I had to get this one image off the internet because it was from a video from another podcast. I don't know how this guy got this image. I can't find it anywhere. But that new poster in the beige color behind me, if you look down at the bottom, it says HBO Max on it. Right. Which is what tells me this thing is probably coming in early 2024 to HBO, would be my guess. So that's the good news.
Max.
The
It was
original
on
was
HBO.
slated September of 2022, but they said there were delays from COVID with post-production, so they pushed it to the spring, and then it lost that date because Evil Dead Rise came out. So it's not, I mean, a lot of rumors are going around that the movie's terrible and that's why it's not getting released, but they're saying no, it's because of scheduling conflicts. And then after the SAG-AFTRA strike in 2023, there was a need for content, which is why it's getting pushed towards HBO. And of course, now that strike's over, but I don't think there's any plans to change. I think it's still going to go to HBO. So that's the news I have, folks. I know you're going to be asking me questions in the comments because every time I do something that doesn't have a release date that's really popular, people are like, when is this coming out? When is this coming out? But
Right.
We're dying for it too. So that's what's coming to get us. David talked about
Beacon 23.
Beacon 23, which is already out, came out in November and is already slated for a second season. And I talked about Salem's Lot, which we're hoping will come out in early 2024 on HBO Max. That is what's coming to get us. We want to know what's coming to get you.
Yes.
So let us know down there in the comments if you have any comments about what's going on that we're talking about, or if you know of some things that we haven't mentioned that may be coming that we might be interested in.
Yeah.
And until next time, I will see you, David.
All right.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.